Hey everybody, Dan here with Pain Free You. Today's topic is this: worst case scenario thinking does not prepare you for the worst case. So I'll get to that in a minute. Hope everybody's doing well. Had a great weekend. So breathe a little bit, relax your body. See if you can make your natural state throughout the day relaxed. Because I know I walked around like a robot for like over 10 years. It was not a fun scenario. Breathe in the relaxation and exhale the tension. Breathe in the calm and exhale the fear. So, worst case scenario thinking does not actually prepare you for the worst case, right? And believe it or not, it actually promotes or makes more likely the worst case. So that's all kind of the power of expectations, the power of the nocebo. And unfortunately, we tend to go in the direction of our thinking and our mindset, which is why I've really over the years been stressing mindset and expectations so much. You know, it's very common. A lot of people who have chronic pain or chronic symptoms, it's very easy to fall into the worst case scenario thinking, especially if you've got health anxiety, especially if you have had your run-in with some health problems over the years, especially if one or both of your parents was very anxious about health, very concerned, or had health problems themselves that you grew up witnessing. And so it's very easy to get into the thinking that says, oh my goodness, what if this happens? What if that happens? And I will tell you, worst case scenario thinking does not make you any more safe. It's not like you're going to prepare for that. And good thing I was thinking about it, because I was able to prevent it by thinking about it. It's not the way it works, especially in the mind-body world. Because that worst-case scenario thinking is very bound to put you into the stress response, where there's all sorts of stress hormones released, which downregulates the digestive system and the immune system, and it makes more things likely to happen. Digestive issues, immune system issues, skin issues, more likely to get sick if you're constantly in that fight or flight and suppressing the digestive and immune systems. So it doesn't prepare you. It actually makes those worst case scenarios more likely. Stress, I don't want to say it's the enemy. Stress is normal, but it's how we respond to it that's really important. So I like to think that stress is something we all have, but we want to counterbalance the stress, right, with more self-care. That's doing things just for you, right? And it doesn't matter what it is. What would you do if you just had, an afternoon on a Saturday just to do whatever the heck you wanted, no responsibilities, no commitments? What would you do? Look at that list of things you would want to do as self-care. Could be taking a walk, taking a bath, could be, whatever you like to do. If you've got a motorcycle, jump on that and take it for a ride. Whatever it may be, what brings you peace? Maybe it's just sitting out back and getting some sunshine in your eyes and listening to the birds. Counterbalance your stress with self-care. So back to this catastrophic thinking. Don't nocebo yourself. The nocebo is this belief that something is bad for me. And if you expect that something bad is going to happen, it's more likely to happen there than if you expect for something good to happen. Now, I'm not saying expecting the good is going to make it happen overnight, but it makes it way more likely compared to expecting the worst and catastrophically thinking. Worst case scenario thinking, never met anybody that got better by worst case scenario thinking. And all you're really doing is spending your time, spending your right now moments in exchange for fearing something that's not happening right now, right? Worries are not beneficial. Fear can have a purpose if there's something truly dangerous that you're facing. Fear is supposed to be there to keep you safe. Worrying is generally wasted energy and not productive at all, because you are sitting there expending fear energy and scaring yourself by thinking about something that's not even happening now and may never happen. So worst case scenario thinking does not prepare you for that worst case scenario. You might think, I'll be mentally ready for it. No, doesn't really help, because God forbid something does come along that you were fearing, then you could say, I knew it. I knew I was right. I need to be even more anxious and worried and fearful, right? Nothing good ever came out of worst case scenario thinking. So do your best to notice it when it's there and make a firm decision to say, when I am doing that, I'm not going to pay it any mind. I'm not going to give it a second thought, because many of our thoughts are on repeat. You don't have to believe those thoughts. You don't have to fix them. You don't have to stop them, but you certainly don't have to believe them or take them serious. And the less serious you take these negative thoughts, the more likely you are to have fewer of them. So, hope you found this helpful. That's what I got for you today. Thinking worst case scenarios does not prepare you for those worst case scenarios. It has a tendency to bring them into fruition more often compared to the opposite, which is expecting the best. So, love you guys and gals. I will see you tomorrow. Take care.